Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for the latest developments on the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dong, and global currency updates. Today's report marks a significant turning point in the journey many dinar holders have been watching and waiting for. After years of speculation and uncertainty, one of the United States' largest and most respected financial institutions, Chase Bank, has officially begun accepting Iraqi dinar notes for exchange. This is not another rumor or hypothetical scenario. This is confirmed, current policy, and it's already in effect. If you've been holding on to 25,000 or 50,000 IQD notes, this could be the moment you've been waiting for. As of the current date in the U.S., this change represents a real and tangible shift in how major banks treat the Iraqi dinar. Chase Bank's customer-facing branches have now implemented procedures to accept IQD notes, including the most commonly held denominations of 25,000 and 50,000. This isn't happening quietly behind closed doors or through obscure financial channels. This is a public, verifiable policy change that gives American dinar holders the ability to legally and transparently convert their currency at one of the most established banks in the world. For many years, IQD holders had to resort to third-party currency dealers or online exchanges that were often plagued by counterfeiting risks, unregulated transactions, poor exchange rates, and minimal legal protection. With Chase stepping into this role, a new level of legitimacy has emerged for those invested in the dinar. The inclusion of 25,000 and 50,000 notes is especially important. These are the denominations most often acquired by investors outside of Iraq. Until recently, most U.S. banks either rejected these notes outright or labeled them as speculative instruments with no official value. Now, Chase Bank's public acceptance of them sends a strong signal, not just to individuals holding the currency, but to the entire financial community, that the Iraqi dinar is starting to be treated like a real, recognized form of money. This move may soon open the door for other financial institutions. When a bank as prominent as Chase updates its policy, competitors such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank are bound to pay attention. Financial institutions never want to fall behind in offering services that could attract customers or improve their bottom line. And the wave of interest that this move by Chase is generating could easily motivate others to follow suit. If you're ready to exchange your dinar, the first step is to verify that your notes are legitimate. Authentic IQD notes have multiple security features, including color-shifting ink, watermarks, embedded holograms, and microprinting. Make sure your notes are in good condition, clean, readable, and undamaged. Once you've verified authenticity, contact your local Chase branch. While not all branches may yet be equipped to handle foreign currency transactions involving the dinar, many are already operational. Some locations may require appointments and government-issued identification, and may ask for a brief explanation of how you acquired your currency. The key here is professionalism. Be clear, prepared, and cooperative. The significance of Chase Bank leading this initiative cannot be overstated. Chase is one of the largest, most globally influential banks in existence. Its decisions carry weight not just domestically, but around the world. When such a powerful institution decides to update its foreign currency policy to include the Iraqi dinar, it signals a broader shift in confidence. This is no longer about a fringe investment. This is a signal that Iraq's currency may be entering the early stages of mainstream global acceptance. This kind of institutional confidence does not develop overnight. It is a direct reflection of Iraq's efforts in recent years to reform and modernize its financial system. The Central Bank of Iraq has taken deliberate steps toward transparency, increased its foreign reserves, and adopted international standards in monetary policy. These changes have begun to restore global trust in Iraq's financial future. For a long time, the hesitancy of major banks to engage with the dinar was rooted in real concerns. Iraq had endured conflict, international sanctions, political upheaval, and periods of severe inflation and currency manipulation. These factors made it far too risky for global banks to handle IQD in a public way. But slowly and steadily, those risks have diminished. The Iraqi government and its central banking institutions have stabilized the nation's economy to a point where global financial players are beginning to take a second look, and Chase's decision is likely the first sign of more to come. The wider implications of this development reach far beyond individual investors. With Chase accepting the IQD, Iraq is effectively being reintroduced into the international financial arena. This could pave the way for increased foreign investment, stronger international trade relations, and potentially more tourism and economic partnerships. As Iraq regains its footing on the global stage, this small but symbolic banking policy could spark a cascade of larger economic advancement. The financial world watches moves like this very closely, and it would not be surprising to see additional policy shifts or banking announcements from other institutions in the weeks ahead. Many people within the IQD community are now asking the big question: does this development mean the revaluation has finally happened? The answer is no, at least not yet. However, what we're witnessing is a major step in the right direction. For years, dinar holders have hoped for a revaluation, often referred to as the RV, where the value of the Iraqi dinar would significantly increase. While Chase Bank's acceptance of IQD for exchange does not confirm that such a rate change has taken place, it does represent a shift in how the currency is being treated. Instead of being dismissed or ignored, the dinar is now being acknowledged and processed by one of the most reputable banks in the world. That kind of formal recognition is often the necessary groundwork before any revaluation can realistically occur. Now that there's a legal, regulated, and safe way to convert IQD into US dollars, another critical question has emerged. Should you exchange your dinar now or wait for a potentially higher value in the future? The answer depends entirely on your financial goals and current needs. For those who need immediate liquidity to pay off debts, cover expenses, or reinvest elsewhere, this could be the best and most secure opportunity available in years. You can now walk into a bank, complete a legitimate transaction, and receive legal tender in return. On the other hand, if you're among those who believe that the value of IQD could climb higher in the months ahead, especially as more banks adopt similar policies, it might make sense to hold off. Regardless of the choice you make, what's important is that for the first time, you now have a real, institution-backed path to make that decision on your own terms. Another often overlooked detail is the tax implication of exchanging foreign currency. If you've held onto Iraqi dinar and are now considering converting it into US dollars, any profit gained from the exchange is typically considered taxable income under US law. That means capital gains taxes could apply, depending on your individual financial situation. This is why it's essential to document your transaction thoroughly. Keep all receipts, make detailed notes, and consult a tax professional who understands foreign currency regulations. Being proactive now will help you avoid confusion or complications when tax season rolls around. The last thing any investor wants is to be surprised by the IRS over something that could have been easily addressed ahead of time. Here at Iraqi Dinar News, we also want to take a moment to acknowledge the strength and dedication of our community. This isn't just a YouTube channel or a stream of news reports. It's a growing network of people who are staying informed, asking the right questions, and making smarter financial decisions together. We encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. Have you already tried exchanging your IQD at a Chase branch? How was the process? What did your banker say? Did you face any obstacles or learn anything useful? Your feedback doesn't just help us. It helps thousands of others who are walking the same path and trying to avoid common mistakes. Whether you're new to the IQD space or have been holding notes for years, know that you're not alone. Looking forward, we strongly believe this is just the beginning. With Chase Bank taking the first step, it's likely that other financial institutions will soon follow. If the Central Bank of Iraq continues its trajectory of transparency and policy modernization, more announcements could be coming, not just from banks in the US, but potentially from institutions in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The possibility exists that IQD could soon become a normal part of foreign currency desks across the world. Treat it not as a high-risk investment, but as a functional, accepted international currency. That would represent a major turning point for Iraq's economy and would directly benefit those who had faith and patience through all the uncertainty. To everyone who's waited patiently through years of changing headlines, conflicting opinions, and endless speculation, this is your moment. This is real action, not theory. You now have access to a legal, safe, and transparent method of exchanging your Iraqi dinar at a major U.S. bank. This isn't just a headline, it's a shift in the entire conversation. For the first time in a long time, you have solid ground to stand on. Continue to stay alert and informed, because the momentum is building. What once felt like a dream is now becoming reality, step by step. And as always, we'll be right here, delivering updates, breaking news, and community insights every step of the way. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Iraqi Dinar News, and hit the bell so you never miss another critical development. The story of the Iraqi dinar has officially entered a new chapter, and we're proud to walk it with you.